I'm Dave Greenwood, and this is Overcoming Distractions. If you are an adult with ADHD, a busy professional, an entrepreneur, a high achiever, or just need some strategies to navigate your adult ADHD, you're in the right place. Who am I? I'm an entrepreneur with ADHD and the author of 2 books, Overcoming Distractions and Overcoming Burnout. I coach and mentor people just like you, and together we navigate the ups and downs of adult ADHD. From getting out of our own way to helping people just like you thrive in the workplace. That's what I do. Want more info on working with me? Hit overcomingdistractions.com. Ready? Let's get to today's podcast. All right, gang, welcome back to part 2 of questions to ask yourself if you are feeling super stressed out or burned out. And if you stumbled on this episode and you haven't listened to part 1, please go back 1 episode and listen to that one, because there's 10 questions on that one. Makes it a total of 20, because we're going to do 10 today. But in short, I think we're seeing more and more people approaching burnout stage. And to just kind of refresh the difference, we all get stressed out. That is just part of life, part of being a human being on this planet. And stress can most of the time be minimized by, going out with friends, hitting the gym, yoga, meditation, taking a vacation, refreshing ourselves. But when those things begin to not work and you go back to work and you feel exactly the same, and you beginning to be cynical and resentful and pissed off at your boss and your clients and everything else, and you can't sleep and you're exhausted, and this is day after day, week after week, then we have brought stress to a new level. So again, if you stumbled on this, go back to part 1. If you listen to part 1, thank you. We are going to hit the ground running, because I have 10 more questions to ask yourself if you feel like you are approaching burnout or you're in just full-blown burnout, all right? Because I think self-awareness is the secret weapon, not only to thriving with ADHD, but also to pulling our asses out of burnout, okay? And it takes some work, and it takes some self-awareness. So, are you ready? Okay, number 11, because we did 10 before, remember? Okay, just keeping us on track. Have you been engaging in any activities or hobbies that bring you joy or any type of relaxation outside of work? I mean, are you going home and just pulling the covers over your head, or are you actually doing anything that makes you happy? If we're burned out, we have stopped doing the things we love. That could be mowing the lawn, believe it or not, or doing a little bit of gardening. It can be ignoring our friends. I remember I interviewed a gentleman by the name of Michael. He was a healthcare executive who went through significant burnout. In fact, he had a heart attack and found himself on the operating room table. But I asked him, I said, what are the first signs of burnout? He said, when you stop doing the things you love. And I think that's important. I stopped talking to my neighbors because I just wanted to crawl back in the house because I couldn't deal with other humans when I was feeling burned out. But I think this is a real key sign. So if you have stopped doing the things that bring you joy, this is one of the first signs of burnout, and you should not ignore it. So go text a friend, grab a beer, a cup of coffee, go out and grab a nice thick steak. If you don't eat steak, then go get a nice salad or whatever. Get a pizza. Go have some fun. I'm begging you. Do something for yourself. All right, next. Do you feel supported by your coworkers or supervisors in managing your workload and other stress levels? I mean, have you gotten up the nerve to actually just speak up about your workload and other stressors in the workplace? And are you being ignored? Because if that is the case, that's a big red flag. If you've asked leadership, or if you're an entrepreneur, you're self-employed, and you've asked clients for things over and over and over again, and you're not getting them, and that's stressing you out, I think that's a red flag. Your boss, your coworkers should offer you support in tough times. However, if you are an entrepreneur, I hate to say it, but your clients honestly probably don't care. And you should be careful about sharing any type of stress with them, because I'm sure you're not the only game in town when it comes to servicing clients in your particular business. But if you do work for somebody else, you need to ask yourself if you're actually getting any type of support or breathing room in the workplace. If the answer is no, that's a cause for concern. By the way, I should have mentioned this right at the beginning. You really should have a notebook. If you listened to the first episode, I asked you to get a notebook. Hopefully you jumped on this episode and had your notebook from the last set of questions I asked. So just a little bit of ADHD moment in my head there. So, all right, cool. Hey, next, have you experienced any physical symptoms, health concerns that could be related to your job stress? And I can tell you flat out that when we experience burnout, your body is going to respond eventually. There is a book out there on trauma. It's called The Body Keeps the Score, and it is the most realistic title for a book I have ever seen. Because when you are super stressed out and burned out, that hits the body. Your body is going to react. Stomach and digestive issues, headaches, neck and back pain, grinding your teeth. Anywhere else stress decides to have its way with you, it is going to find somewhere in your body to mess with you. Hey, there goes the overcoming distractions plush studio printer resetting itself. So hopefully we keep it real here. All right. Sorry for the interruption. All right. If you've gone to the doctor and they tell you nothing's wrong with you, you are most likely chronically stressed and burned out. And I can't tell you how many people I have spoken with that, and it's a shame, where they are having these issues and they go to the doctor and they go through all these tests and probably their insurance company spent a crap load of money on them and nothing's wrong. And sometimes these doctors don't just say, hey, what's your stress level like? Or even approach the subject of burnout. So, honestly, many of these doctors are burned out, which is a whole nother discussion. But so, if this is the case, it really is time for you to pull up that, 5-minute meditation on Spotify, or hit a yoga class, or at the very least, go book that massage. And if you're going to book a massage, then tell the person not to talk. Just chill out, man. All right. What goals or aspirations do you have for your career, and do you feel like you're currently on track to achieve them? Do you have any goals for your career track? Are they getting derailed by like a chaotic workplace or even your own habits? I mean, are you in your own way? I hate to say it that way, but we are people with ADHD. So, do you feel like you're just behind and work every day frantically trying to get out the door, and at the end of the day, you're not achieving anything? I remember there were days for myself where I got to 5 or 6 o'clock at night and I couldn't tell you what I did, because I was just running my ass off in chaos. The other thing is, have you just completely lost sight of any type of career goals because you're just trying to survive? So, have your goals or aspirations, can you articulate them, and are you even on track or even close? So, are there any aspects of your job that you used to find fulfilling, but now feel like it's a burden? Another classic indicator of burnout is when you enjoyed doing something and now it's just nothing but, a pain in the ass to you. Are there parts of your job you just dread? Maybe you're avoiding or procrastinating parts of your job that never bothered you in the past. This could be a big indicator of burnout when these things just don't get you up anymore. So, how do you define success in your career? How do you feel like you're meeting your own expectations? In the definition of burnout from the World Health Organization, people who are burned out feel like they are just not meeting any expectations or feel like they can ever meet any goals, and their work just means nothing at that point. So, do you feel completely dissatisfied even with your own efforts? And do you feel like nothing's good enough anymore? Oftentimes when I start a one-on-one session with people, busy professionals, we talk about what went well the prior week. And I think that just kind of sets the tone. And we have to just continue to refresh ourselves that. So are you defining success? Are you meeting any expectations and moving forward? Have you considered discussing your feelings of burnout with your employer or seeking support from HR? Now, let's stop for a second. I want you to be very careful discussing burnout with your employer or even human resources if you do work for somebody else. And while there are most likely laws that can and will protect you, including ones around a leave of absence, you should make sure you're comfortable going down this route. If you officially declare any type of mental health condition, including ADHD or burnout or something else, honestly, there's no turning back. And you need to decide if you are in a safe environment to actually do so. Think long and hard about how you want to do this, and you can always discuss this with another trusted person like a spouse or a really close friend. But also remember the law is on your side, especially in the United States. I can't speak for other countries, but there are laws in the books that can actually protect us. If you're an entrepreneur, you're self-employed, I wouldn't even go down that road with your clients. You're going to have to find another option, and that's, working with a trusted mentor or somebody that is going to understand you. But again, be very careful about bringing this up because that is a very long, thought-out, and critical decision you're going to need to make. So if you are completely burned out and just can't bear the thought of going into that work environment anymore, then you're probably going to have to do that, but that is a personal choice. So, okay, cool. A couple more here. Are there any changes you would like to see implemented in your workplace to improve the overall work environment and reduce stress levels? Every single person I've worked with one-on-one that is going through these experiences also has many great ideas for changing things in the workplace and making things better. I mean, that's where our ADHD brain really kind of kicks ass, right? It's great at solving problems. It's great at looking at things and seeing how we could do things better. Some people talk about ADHD as a superpower, and that's a massive debate. But I will say that one of the really great characteristics of our ADHD brain is we see things that could be improved. It's great to make a list of ways that things could be improved in the workplace, and it's well worth your time. But, and it is a big but, oftentimes there are significant changes that would make a workplace run better and be less stressful, and leadership just ignores these ideas. And for the life of me, I don't know why. They're just stuck in some whatever mode and are not interested in listening. Here's a phrase that I learned back a while ago, and it can be used in many different circumstances. But, we could do our jobs better if we could do X, Y, Z. So if you're in a team meeting or what have you, and you say, hey, you know what, we could run our department more efficiently if we did this or change that or improve that. But it's important to speak up professionally, tactfully, kind, as we just mentioned. And believe it or not, sometimes those of us with ADHD, we actually need to manage up. We need to tell our bosses how things can be improved. If, again, you're an entrepreneur, you're a small business owner, maybe you're in consulting or marketing, that's what you do. You tell clients what can be done better. But you should be listened to and heard. So, what strategies have you tried in the past to cope with burnout, and have any of these been successful? I kind of asked this question last episode a little bit, but have you done anything to ease the feelings of burnout? Have you talked with a trusted friend, your boss, a mentor, a coach that actually gets you, maybe gets ADHD, can listen? Have you taken that simple walk? Have you gone to the gym, go get a massage, go get acupuncture, go spend a day at the beach with friends, anything to get the process started? I know that day at the beach won't solve your burnout, but it's going to be super fun, right? So have you done anything lately? I just asked that question again and again and again because I think many of us have just tried or actually, I will rephrase that, not gotten off on that first mark and done something simple for ourselves. So complaining is okay to find out where you need to do the work. You can't stay in that mode forever. So, all right, cool. Last question. I could come up with 10 more, okay, but I really want to get you thinking. How do you envision your ideal work situation? What are those kind of steps you can take to move closer? What do you need to thrive and be happy in a workplace? Is it in your current working environment or career, or is it time for you to consider making a change? And many people I've talked to over the years, do you need to just burn the boats and do something completely different? At least two people in Overcoming Burnout, my book, quit their job, sold their house, packed up everything they own, and moved across the country. Their burnout got so bad. Please don't let it get to that point. But you need to understand when a certain environment is just not serving you personally. What do you need to make working and having a career an enjoyable, fulfilling experience that also supports your personal goals? So write down your must-haves when it comes to that. What is going to make you happy? Is it, what do I need to do to survive in this company or business or career as I decide to make a change? Or am I out of here, and what do I want in the next phase of my life? What do you need in place to make you happy and less stressed out and recover from burnout? All right, gang, if you're a busy professional juggling all kinds of stuff, you have ADHD, you're feeling burned out, the both are smashing into each other, please hit overcomingdistractions.com. Let's just have a quick chat and let's just see if we're a good fit. All right, gang, chill out. Like I said, go to the gym, take a walk, hop in the car, crank up that music, get a massage. I'll catch you next time.